Welcome to the Chill Zone.
Help us celebrate you.
On the Chill Zone.
This is the Chill Zone on Afro Radio 107.6. Seaboys in the building, myself and I am right here. We have ourselves already a chillmate, our second chillmate, a gentleman that's currently changing the face of showing how men are romantic in this country. I'm telling you, this gentleman has make us look like small boys in front of our wives. So now we need to talk to him as well. Joining us this afternoon over here, I call him a medical practitioner, but he has he has specific fields that he actually focuses on. But we have Sohna. His sister, his $1 million sister joined us some while ago. You know, her apparel is here.
Is the sister?
Yeah, so now so it's like a family thing now. They I feel like before you know what happened, the mother will also come. And it will definitely be amazing. But Sohna, good afternoon to you. Welcome on the Chill Zone. Welcome on the Chill Zone, though.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you, Mariam, for welcoming me. So, good afternoon, Gambia.
Yes. Now, is that a nickname? The family nickname,
well, I used to have one when I was a little bit younger.
What was it?
Just hold on. When I was from primary school going to high school, medical school at some point, but during clinical practice, I lost it on the way. So it used to be calm.
Calm.
Calm. So calm is an English word. Calm.
Yes.
This is calm. And people that know me obviously know that it's a befitting name. But eventually I lost it, so it's more of Sohna now. That's the name that everybody calls.
So they've been able to stick to your original name.
Exactly.
Now, are you proud of your 10 years challenge picture? I saw everyone was doing 10 years.
No, basically, my 10-year channel, nothing changed. Somebody said to me rightly, I'll just say that, because we had just changing in cameras, the phone is a little bit better than. There's the only difference, really.
You haven't changed.
I really haven't changed. It's really the same face.
It's definitely the same thing. You have gone through rigorous training in the medical field, and your experience is evident in the work that you do at this point. For you to be able to operate, to conduct surgery on people, that means that they trust you enough. I mean, you're pretty much the clinic, the hospital you work with at this point trust you enough to be able to give you that task. Now, what was the drive? I mean, there's so many other fields that people could venture into. Why medicine?
Well, I mean, to start with, basically, everybody that knows me in the medical practice know that this is just the beginning of life for me, basically.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that I've got the stuff.
Okay.
I'll still be humble with that. Well, it's a long story. My happiness or my joy really comes from seeing that I'm being able to help somebody from a sad face to a happy face. I started calling myself a doctor when I was in primary school, to be honest. I went through high school. The high school stuff of playing around came. I nearly lost the vision, but it came back again. But basically,
I mean, was it girls?
Not girls, really.
Okay. was it football? Because for some of us,
more football.
Okay, yes. Because we all had that episode in our life.
More beginning to feel that this is life.
The normal team.
And I had a cousin who Papa Njai, Unique Solution, had a lot of things to play in my life when I was in junior high school, in the beginning of Unique Solution. I was tend to sway in thinking of getting into IT, getting into computer science.
Okay.
That was just the drift that I had at that time. But eventually, the dream came back, and I went into medical school. So basically, I was born in Gambia, like most of us. Went through primary school in Gambia, secondary school in Gambia, went to the University of the Gambia. So basically, this is Gambia, made Gambian breed, and one of the things that we keep on saying that you can have it all in Gambia, and basically that's it.
That's right. Well, I saw you tweet the other day that someone thought you were Nigerian or something. Was it because of the look or because you were too good?
To be honest with you, many people don't think I was trained in Gambia.
Oh.
Because I mean, I wouldn't say this for myself, but because I think maybe they're just happy with the service.
Of course.
It's your work ethic, basically.
Yes. So many will be persuaded to think that, you know, it's not a Gambian thing. But I keep on telling patients that there are a lot of Gambians that are better than me. And we are also trained in Gambia. We are also brought in Gambia like I am. And again, it's not because I'm extra special. It's just because I think we are having a lot of good stuff here. And that's just it, basically.
Because it's a very rare situation, because we know how the medical field is in the Gambia. The situations that people find themselves in, medical situations in the hospitals, is not usually very welcoming. And when you're sick, you go to the hospital.
Madam, I mean, I told this a patient yesterday or 2 days ago. What many people fail to understand is that, for example, let's take RVDH as an example. My colleague, who wouldn't have a proper office to see patients, who would probably look after 30, 40 patients at a go, has a 24-hour period like I do.
Sure.
When you come to where I practice, then he knows the place.
Yeah.
It's a conducive place, maybe nice AC, nice computer. When you walk into my office, already you've made up your mind that he's a good doctor, for the fact that because of my environment. But when you go to Banjul, where they have lots of challenges, probably you might suffer from the security guy who is telling you Munlo Feduga this time, or you can Munlo pass here, maybe an oddly cleaning Munlo Bufiromba. Obviously, you are already tired before even seeing the doctor.
The doctor, yeah.
And you already made up your mind that Dr. Banjuli Hamundara or Dr. Banjuli Munundara, or they don't have things. So already your mindset is already on the negative side of my colleague in Banjul. So my colleague need to do a lot of work to be able to convince you back. Mind you, it's the same person who has a lot of patients to look after at the same time.
True.
And then you tend not to have that rapport properly with them. You tend not to have that conducive environment with them. Because this guy coming to me doesn't already believe me. I have been overwhelmed that I have to look after a lot of patients. Also don't have time to entertain.
So now would we say that it's is it the personnel that is to be blamed, especially when it comes to the public, the public hospitals or the public medical centers, or the lack of equipment? What exactly is it? Is it the work ethic? What exactly is the issue there?
To be honest with you, there's a lot of factors.
Okay. So just give us three. What to you? Three.
To me, you don't have stuff.
Okay.
You don't have equipment. You don't have stuff to take care of what you're supposed to do. Basic stuff. 1, 2. My wife sitting here has been in the hospital for the past 30 hours.
And she still came to sit down next to you.
This is love. This is how.
I'm telling you, this guy makes us married men look like we're joking, man. You know.
So what I'm saying essentially is that they're overwhelmed with work, overwhelmed with the circumstances of things not being available in their hands, and again, people coming to them with negative thoughts and negative feelings. So these are the combinations of what the challenges that they go through as colleagues in there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but it's I would say it's still not an excuse. Like, they're still supposed to be patient enough with these patients. Like, I know you're not here for that. You're not supposed to be speaking on behalf of these people. I mean, we should be attacking the ministry, of course, on these things. But I think other doctors also, or nurses, or people in the medical field need to really step up. Though we understand the pressure that is on them, like, no doubt we see the conditions there and we understand their situations. But you've already made a promise to take care of the sick and to be there with them and to be patient with them. You shouldn't be fighting or arguing with them or making the situation more frustrating for them at that moment as well. You are different because you are taking your time to be nice with these patients. So sometimes I think it's just like how everybody complains about customer care in Gambia. It's still lacking. Like, people think it's not their responsibility to pamper someone just because you're working with my company or you come into my office, But on the other hand, also, I mean, what are some of the challenges that most of you doctors face in the medical field?
Well, I mean, I agree with you for the fact that circumstances should not change who we
Yeah.
are really.
True.
And we also need to understand and give the benefit of the doubt of everybody that, you know, some people are better at certain things than some other people.
Yeah.
Some people are good at talking to people, just talking to people, and people are generally happy without even doing anything. So, yes, I agree that a lot of work needs to be done on that part, on that aspect as well. Challenges as a doctor really in the country, ranging from a whole lot of things. First of all the doctors in this country are broke.
Wait, you will put Dr. Keba too in the honor of the broke list?
Hey, Keba is...
No,
Keba is not coming home.
Yes.
Give
true.
Keba a year.
Yes, it haven't hit him yet. I have an uncle who back from the UK came and said was very bold about this move that I'm
Yeah.
coming to help, I'm coming to work. He packed himself back again to the UK. He couldn't sustain it.
Oh my God.
But I mean, the reason why I'm saying this as number one is, to be honest with you, a lot of people practicing are doing well.
Okay.
In Gambia, I keep on saying this everywhere, it's the only country in the whole wide world that a doctor will say, yeah, me pass madam ligay. And it's happening. And it is happening. I mean, so what you are paid, if you compare it, what you have spent to become a doctor, it's not even comparable, to be honest with you.
True.
You will talk about money is not what makes us, or why we went into the field, but man needs to survive, man needs to give the pass,
True.
man needs to buy fuel for the cab. And then if you're not comfortable, obviously you wouldn't be able to give your best to where he's having. You can give, I mean, an empty glass of somebody to drink.
True.
So what I'm saying is essentially it's an important thing that people needs to be sorted out on that aspect. Now coming to other things that are important, especially young ones like us, is training avenues. We need to be specialized. There are a lot of people who is at my level stuck up there without training opportunities in further going to the next stages and next step. And a lot of commitment that we need from the Ministry of Health or from the Gambia government, and it's not coming forth. So in a nutshell, Gambia would do better, because I know a lot of colleagues who are good enough, who are still passionate about the job. You can imagine a doctor asking for pass to go to work, and then they go to work happily executing their duties, and giving their best to the patient. So if they are really helped, and you have young doctors that are around.
Let me say this. Is it possible for Gambians to just strike? Like, what is holding us? I mean, for example, we've seen that happen in other countries where doctors just said, oh, look, we're not receiving enough pay. We are not going to the hospital. Our teachers did it here some time ago, and it didn't work out well for them because they're just teachers. But
They already did that.
Then we did,
Okay.
and then, even then, when we made a strike,
yes,
it was not because we were not well paid. It was because we thought the environment for the patients was not right. That was why we strike. Just giving back again is what we thought was that a patient coming in the hospital dying because they don't have normal saline. You know what normal saline is? A patient coming to the A&E, you don't have a cannula. Simple giving blood set. Those are the things that why we strike. Initially, Gambians didn't understood. I was the PRO of the Doctors Association, and I remember being attacked left to right. But now people are seeing why we said those things. People are seeing why we said sat down. And again, it's commitment from the government. If we push them to the wall and then they understand what the language we're speaking, then it's easier to solve the problem. But I think we will get there eventually.
Inshallah, we will gradually.
Well, into your work ethic as well. Reading through your short bio as well, 2015, 2017, you had the chance to go to Morrison, Wales, the UK hospital to pretty much just get to see how things are. Now, do you feel to some certain degree if the people in the medical, or no, just Gambians in general, got into exploring, got into traveling, going to visit places, maybe try to network with people of the same sector or career that they are in, see how it is like, they eventually be better?
I agree.
Okay.
those of us that had traveled out professionally would be much more scary about the health services in the Gambia because you've seen what it needs to be. My cousin, who's a doctor in the States, who studied in the States, came to Gambia last year. I just took him a tour to the hospital. Just to show him.
You scared the daylight out of it.
So I was like, boy, can you get boy, what happens if I have an emergency? I'll just die. So what I'm saying essentially is that once you know how it is outside, you will be much scarier because of where we are compared to where we are supposed to be. And honestly, it gives you the push. Because for me, when I practice now, I know that my patient needs A, B, C because that is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Even if it's not available, I try to be innovative, try to go to the extra mile to be able to push so that they get what they deserve. And basically, that's the use of traveling out, use of seeing how it does. Luckily, in our medical school here, we do what is called medical electives. By the time you get to your final year, you travel out and be able to see how it's done. Depending on.
Do they come back? Because I mean, you can't
they
really be sending people out like that.
They come back because by the time you're doing that, you're about just 10 months to being a doctor. So you can stay outside and then dropping your whatever you have gone through for 7 years just to stay in there. And obviously, it's guaranteed, or that you are much more being able to travel or go anywhere when you have that certificate. So I've never seen anybody staying out. Really.
Why do you choose to be a surgeon?
Well, interesting, Coxon. To be honest with you, I just believe surgeons are the ones that solve problems.
Okay.
For the fact that you come with problems to us, we solve your problem 2-3 days ago, you go home. And I am. People that know me knows I am more of an art kind of person, crafty with my hands and those things. And I believe surgery is again the way forward in getting my art that I love to medicine. And that's the reason why I choose surgery.
Wow, you're brave. I mean, splitting people up and showing them up again. That's scary.
Basically.
Oh my God. I don't know how you doctors do that. Like, I'm having goosebumps even talking about it.
Man, what you just need to understand is if somebody comes to you with a problem that needs to be sorted out, you only have to do that to solve the problem. So that's the driving force that keeps you going to solve that problem. So really, that is what keeps you brave. That is what keeps you going. That is what keeps you explorative in terms of solving a problem. So basically, that's just it's easy once you go through it.
And how safe is it? Because we see a lot of people choosing to do surgery outside the Gambia instead of doing it here because they're scared that it's going to come with a lot of complications. But then what would you advise to people who are still holding back? Because I know certain people who have to be operated, but they don't want to do it at all. They prefer dying than risking it.
But again, like I said, there is still a lot of confidence needs to be built in the Gambian population towards the profession and towards the career. And basically that's where we are. I work in a private hospital. A lot of patients come to me and tell me, "Nah, muna try Dakar or muna try elsewhere." I keep on telling them that if it's something that we don't have available in Gambia, I can simply ask you to go to Dakar. But there are things that I have a lot of examples of patients. Just yesterday I saw one of things that we have done for them that are very satisfactory. They go to Dakar and they tell them that we cannot do better than what have been done already, and then they send them back home. And basically those are people that have tried getting treatment outside or in Dakar, know cost issues and know how things it is. So you have it in Gambia, you have it done by Gambians. Why would you want to go out to get it done? Again, it just has to do with a lot of confidence from the population to the Gambia, and I think colleagues really need to just.
I feel like we as Gambian don't really believe in ourselves and what we have. Now, to an extent that we feel and strongly believe that whatever is coming from the external is better than what we already have here.
By all means, I totally agree, and it's just not medicine. It's every profession. Somebody will just come with some nice suit and say things, and they're giving up
True.
contact or giving
True.
up
True.
of things, whereas you have Gambians that are doing better.
Before we go into a quick music break over here, I need to ask you a question of the day that has to do with money and wife and husband and relationship. What's your take on the success of a man in terms of his money? Now I was talking about this earlier. There's a Ugandan billionaire that said that his secret, the secret to his success is the fact that his wife knows everything that's in is in his account. The amount of money that he has in there. Is that also to you a component of a strong relationship? Do you feel like if a woman knows how much you have in your bank account, she will be able to help you sustain that money and pretty much help you grow it in this day and age where everybody is just...
To be honest with you, Danny, I have a wife that believes in me so much that if I say to her, I want to paint the sky, she will tell me,
what part?
No, she will tell me, go to Store Sangam, there are good paints there. That's how much she believes in me.
Okay.
And really, we don't have that gap.
Okay.
She knows everything that I have. She knows everything of how much I spend. And not just that, because when I get broke, I go to her boss. So basically, she needs to know how I spend it, how much I have. So when I get stuck, that's why. So my take is that if you have somebody who is supportive, she just needs to know what is going on. Because me personally, I wouldn't be of much help to somebody who's, when they reach, I don't know how much they have, and when they broke, they come to me. So it's not fair, to do that to somebody else as well. So basically, she knows everything.
Of course, and that's exactly how it is supposed to be. I mean, it's about growth. It's about supporting each other. I mean, there shouldn't be any ban or barriers that should be built. So I have some ridiculous text messages that are coming on that side, but then we'll read them after the break. And then
we'll definitely read them after the break right here. If you're actually just joining us, this right here is the Chill Zone. We have Sohna from the mighty, legendary Sohna family. Y'all just taking over the world at this point, though.
When you come back from the break, I'll a brief story about the family.
Before we went into the commercial break, there was a story you were supposed to tell us about the Sohna clan dynasty, basically.
Well, I mean, a lot of people come to my office. You have a very nice portrait of family sitting elegantly there. A lot of patients come, instead of looking at me, talking, they focus on the picture. And most of them will get into the point of saying, that'll be nice, or there's a beautiful family. But to be honest with you, there is a lot of hard work that happened before that beautiful picture. We were brought up from, we wouldn't say poor, but a struggling family. My dad was a teacher at GTI. Back in the 80s, who knows GTI should know how much money that he was earning. My mom was a vendor who I was born that she was selling breakfast at the immigration office where it used to be in Dobson in Banjul. These two people have done and sacrificed all their lives for us to be where we are today. People see me today, I am nicely dressed, but it's a long way today. I was one of those children that were having things on their heads in the street selling. To make ends meet at home. My mom was was a struggling one. Still, we've moved a lot up to where we are today. We have done a lot of struggles, to be honest with you. Like I said, I was one of those people that were in the streets selling cake, selling fish pie, going to the market for the business. This moved on to a little bit bigger, see those chakri to the supermarkets. And going up and back and forth in the streets, taking supplies. So again, to be honest with you, we owe all of it to our parents who have struggled to see us through to where we are today. And whoever is struggling, whoever is going through it, should just know that's the way. If it's difficult and you are earning legit, clean money for your children, God always signs at the end. And the shining light that people tend to think about now, or people tend to see now, it was some work done and it's still a work in process. And we are 4 of us. I'm the doctor. After me is my brother, who's an architect.
You're the oldest?
I'm the oldest. After him is Seinabu, who's a nurse, who's in Farafenye. And then the millionaire.
Yes. Yes.
Well, this is work, hard work, a lot of prayers, and Allah's blessings. And so that's what I'm saying. Whoever is going through it now should just know that the light will eventually shine. We've not got much of the light that we want yet, so wait for it.
I'm glad you shared that, because you're a young person and you're not shy to share your story, which is holding back so many young people, because the moment you're not realistic about where you come from and your real story, then that means you're not even prepared for the future. That means you're not even prepared for the other battles that you have to fight, because you're always holding yourself back as, oh, I'm born with a silver spoon or a gold spoon in my mouth. But share your story so you can also inspire other people, and be willing to accept that, yes, I did struggle for where I am now, so you value it.
To be honest with you, I mean, Mariam, a lot of people have gone through it. Myself, I went to a public school, Bakau Newtown Primary School. Well, it used to be a very good school then.
At the time.
At the time. From there on, I went to Methodist Academy. From there on, I went to the UTG. So, in the beginning, like I said, it's essentially all Gambian. We struggle towards it. Medical school is not a joke. Everybody knows that. There were times that things were hard, that you go a whole day with a meal, despite being in Gambia, you know, despite all the circumstances surrounding it. But you know that this is gonna earn you something in the future.
That's right.
And that's it. I'm not saying I'm happy with where I am today. I like to be better than where I am today. And I've not even got to where I am today. But again, it's still a work in process. This was not the first time that you wanted me to come to the show. I can tell because I was busy initially. There is a lot of hard work that I'm doing now, because obviously I just want to get to where I want to get to. There are days I keep on asking myself, can I just be a dropout of work?
Dropout of work.
But essentially, this is just because of the struggle to get to greatness, and greatness doesn't really come by slipping.
Now, speaking of the generation in which we are in right now, the technology and everything else that is taking people's mind away from earning themselves a decent career. I mean, everyone is overwhelmed by how easy it is right now to get views and follows and get and make tons of money from that, than actually making sure that there's something sustainable for them. If the internet decided to shut down today,
so many people will be broke.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, what would you tell our vain and vague generation of this day?
Well, those of people that follow me knows how real I am. What you see on social media, that's my life. Basically, I don't sugarcoat it on social media. In a nutshell, it's called, how will I say it in English again? It's like, you see the mirage. A mirage cannot help but taste somebody. You need the real water to quench your thirst. So what it means is, those of us that are young, that need to be educated, there are a lot of opportunities now, to be honest with you. University Gambia is different from the University Gambia I went to. My first day of class in University Gambia in 2006, I was standing in front of outside of the mirror, a window, watching lectures. That's not happening today. Entry is easier, university is bigger, and you have it in your country, cheaper, living at home. If not University Gambia, there are a lot of tertiary institutions here, a lot of people that are ready to help, a lot of places that somebody can get themselves educated. To be honest with you, I believe personally that education is the key.
Okay.
And it's not just formal education. Education in terms of yaring, security, lots of other things. At my age, at my position, I am still at home. At home as in properly at home. Damay suba, assalamu alaikum papa. Damay kay suba from work, assalamu alaikum papa. Yes.
Wow.
And people can think that he's an adult or he's a doctor. Oh, wow. No, it doesn't work that way. So, and my dad keeps on telling me, as far as I'm alive, you cannot be independent. And that's the truth. As far as he's alive, he's the boss. I cannot be anybody.
So you don't believe in the concept that when a man gets to 18 years old, he's supposed to go fend for himself?
No, I don't believe in that.
We live in Africa, then.
We live in Africa. See,
I mean, I was 16 and I threw myself out.
You are. I'm not even gonna get there. Vice went us out of the studio.
This is very inspirational.
Yes.
But we really appreciate the work that you do, and we commend your work, and I basically believe that everyone that follows you as well is quite proud of everything that you have achieved and how far you aim to achieve, and the sky is the limit at this point. I mean, but for just last words, I know you want to give a shout out to your wife.
Well, my mother Zara is here as my number one fan always.
Madam Sohna.
I just want to thank my parents for looking after me to where I am today. And I keep on promising them that I'll be a great doctor, inshallah. And to my patients that have their trust in me, thank you for that. To the younger ones, my younger ones, the key to everything is hard work, prayer, and be respectful. And there is no shortcuts in life, so you just need to go through the stairs to get to that beautiful view.
We wish you great success in your career. There's
This is the part I get to cry.
There's future for the medical field in the Gambia with the likes of yourself, and we're really hopeful. And would like to thank you for your time on the Chill Zone today. You've been great
just quickly, if you're meant to recommend someone to come on the show, who would that be?
Well, what professor are we talking about?
It's okay, just anyone you would recommend to come on the show.
Anyone really?
Could be your wife though.
No.
He's like, no.
I like that. So yeah, who would you recommend?
There are a lot of good people doing a lot of good works.
You like who? Like, we want you to give us one name.
I'll be happy to have Keba to come and talk to Gambia about what the things that he's doing, the things that he's bringing in Gambia.
Dr. Keba.
Marina, to come to the studio.
We'll do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who's been listening to the Chill Zone live on Afri Radio. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be back on Friday on the Let's Talk Show from 2:30 to 4.
Bye-bye.
Afri Radio.